I have observed how the Most High recreates biblical events in Africa as a sign to the world that their lies cannot prevail, and that his people and his land will be identified by divine power and wisdom. Our first wonder is when a woman causes a river to subside. This reminds us that the God who troubled the waters in ancient times is able to trouble them today.
It's already dry, like where that guy's standing. There it goes.
In the 2014 movie Exodus: Gods and Kings, Hollywood departed from the biblical account and depicted the Red Sea crossing in this same way, with the subsiding of the waters rather than the parting of it. Nevertheless, we know the Egyptian army was drowned in the Red Sea because the wheels of their chariots have been found. The second wonder is this beautiful clear water that flows from under a tree in Nigeria to create a stunning clear river. In the forgotten books of Eden, Adam prayed that he might drink from the water that flowed from the tree of life. The Most High reveals in nature that which is written in the book, even though his word has been subject to corruption by some religious scholars of the Abrahamic religions. The third wonder is the manna that falls in Angola. We know that God fed the children of Israel with manna when they wandered in the wilderness. The Bible describes it as angels' food, and it is said to fall in Luanda, Angola during times of drought.
Until today, people are still eating it.
The fourth wonder that manifested in Africa were the men who moved in kingdom power. Nowhere in the world has kingdom power been exhibited as it was by Simeon Toko and Simon Kimbangu. These men healed the sick, made the lame walk, returned sight to the blind, hearing to the deaf, and Kimbangu brought an infant that had been dead 3 days back to life. What is more, Simeon Toko called on mighty warrior angels to defeat the Belgian army, and the cabal in America could not kill him. These men were raised up as a testimony to the world that the Messiah walked the earth, and once again, the Most High just happened to choose men who were born and raised in Africa to demonstrate that fact. The fifth wonder to be found in Africa is the secret place. The rulers of this world do not seem to realize that what they have hidden is revealed in the Word. When the children of Jacob sinned, they not only lost their freedom and control of their land, but once God had turned away from Jacob, the robbers would pollute his secret place and defile it. The location is a mystery, but it is in the Promised Land, because in the book of Daniel, an angel identifies the people doing the defiling as the robbers of God's people. One can only wonder if this secret place is the place prepared of God, described in Revelation 12. No man can enter that place but the people it has been prepared for, which are the seed of Jacob, and the Gentiles he has called. It is for their healing from the cruelty of the nations towards them, and for cleansing, restoration, teaching, and the creation of God's army on earth. The sixth wonder is the greatest of them all, and it is the sign that God has placed in the land of Egypt. For many do not know that Egypt was the first holy land ever there was, but the Jewish, European, and Arab rulers who delight in taking control over the things of God have always known. Isaiah says, "In that day there will be an altar to the Most High in the center of the land of Egypt, and a pillar to the Lord near her border. It will be a sign and a witness to the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt." This altar is the Pyramid of Khufu, and the most precise of all the pyramids, which hosts the king's chamber. In this chamber, God has left a sign of the death and resurrection of his Son, thousands of years before he was born. In that pyramid, there is an ascending and descending passage, and in the ascending passage there is a sarcophagus burst asunder, because the grave could not hold him, and the descending passage, where he descended and freed the souls from Adam to David, who said he ascended on high and led captivity captive. Then there is the Sphinx, which is the sign on the border of Egypt. Its African features are without question. and it is said that there is a chamber beneath it that is a gateway direct to heaven, and when anyone approaches the light, they feel as if they are going to die. This is just the tip of the iceberg when it comes to biblical wonders in Africa. God wants you to remember all these truths He has taught you during the time of testing. Africa is soon to experience war, and we must all examine our relationship with God as individuals. Don't wait for your pastors or leaders, and He will deliver you from the things that are about to come upon the earth.